And that's what we saw yesterday on the Cassiopeia. He would always wait for the petrifying gaze with his ultimate, just really to hang on to it and then get those big ones. But we have now entered into Champion Select. No surprise to see the Alistar stricken away. Interestingly enough, a first ban victor. He did get the MVP yesterday, so Hatong not going to be allowed to take that. There's SMLZ's Sivir stricken off the board as well. And Kalista taken away from Endless.
No surprise, these are pretty standard bans. We're starting to see since Victor has been re-enabled in League of Legends, you know, either being that high priority pick or being banned away. He's just so powerful right now, despite the fact that he is really only a mid-range control mage, but just the absurd amount of damage and the cost efficiency that he has in itemizing with his Hex Core and getting a big power spike in the mid lane because it allows him to clear the creep wave with pretty much one laser and go.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Echo being stricken away from Master and Rise is taken away from Dandy. He hasn't shown it that much in the past. It's possible that Hatong has been looking at it. There is that first pick. Hecarim got it 2 times yesterday. This is going to be his 3rd time this weekend. It is such a strong pick for him.
I feel like that was a big misstep. Now, obviously, Hatong could also pick up that Rise. Rise is very strong on 5.11, but teams keep letting Dandy have Hecarim, and really the change of pace for Vici is Dandy's success on that champion and how he utilizes the vision that Mata places to find amazing flanks and amazing onslaught of shadows through 5 members. So I cannot believe that Dandy got his hands on that champion.
Yeah, and M3, they decide to go for the Janna and the Gragas. Interestingly enough, Thresh is still open for Mata, so they could look for a very similar team comp to yesterday. But that's going to be Condi on Gragas, snagging that away from World 6. And oh, Hatong's Azir is open too.
It's actually a really good second rotation from Masters 3. So, okay, we know that Vici Gaming, they like to make flanks, they like to use vision, they like to hard engage now, especially with Dandy. So we see a hard engage champion like Hecarim. Let's pick the 2 highest disengaged champions in the game. Janna with her Monsoon reset, Gragas with his Cask reset.
Yeah, we'll definitely see if that is going to be how Vici decide to play it. That is how they've typically taken team fights in the past. You can see M3 now looking at those picks. It's SMLZ and Dade. And so far, everyone has been picking rather typically. Dade goes for the Kassadin, and SMLZ returns back to that Caitlyn.
This is very standard, exactly what we saw from Masters 3 really yesterday. So it's about creating disengage, creating zone control for Caitlyn. Again, SMLZ, a big Caitlyn player. So obviously, as soon as the Caitlyn changes came through, he wants to play that champion. He wants to show it off. And then putting Dade on a champion like Kassadin, it's really just about putting him on someone who's self-sufficient. Zed, Fizz, Kassadin, anyone with gap closer that can kind of micromanage themselves. So that way, all of this disengage and the shield can be afforded to Caitlyn.
Yeah, and we are getting now to the last pick. Endless and Mata deciding to go for the Tristana and Thresh. And I actually really like Endless on Tristana. To me, spiritually, it seems like his spirit animal is a Yordle with a giant cannon. Just someone who sits in the back and shreds through.
Somewhere Vasily is sitting on a bench crying. No, but you're absolutely right. Endless looked fantastic. He played it yesterday, jumping forward in very Vasily imp-like fashion. So it definitely fits his pace as we see a last pick Looper taking his rumble to the top lane. But really, a lot of these compositions are kind of doing very similar things. There's more resources on Vici's side given to Endless as far as zone control. You have the Emperor's Divide and the oppressive range of the Azir is going to be there. And you also have great backline dive potential with the Rek'Sai and with the Hecarim. So you still have protection for Tristana with Azir and Trist and Thresh there, but you still have that threat against SMLZ with Dandy on Hecarim, with World 6 on Rek'Sai.
Yeah, and on the other side, Masters 3 coming into this game with a battle plan. The Hecarim got through. The first thing they picked up was the 2, as you mentioned, highest disengaged champions, Condi on Gragas and Love CD on Janna. So I'm excited to see what M3 bring to this, because it really does seem like they have a battle plan. Long-range Rumble ultimates, long-range Caitlyn auto attacks. I'm a bit curious to see how they're going to play this out.
A lot of these teams have excellent siege potential as well. Now, the one thing that I can say about Masters 3 in terms of their siege is they do not know how to close a game quickly.
Oh, no.
So, that said, Vici Gaming, once they're in the lead, they are commanding and dominating and oppressive as they just choke you out and they finish games very quickly and very textbook. So if you ever fall behind to Vici, it's a very scary place to be. That said, Masters 3 were given, I believe, 4 Barons and 4 Dragons in their games against Vici Gaming, and they still couldn't close it out in, you know, plus 55, 60 minutes. So
yeah, it was an exciting set of games. I highly recommend that you guys go back and take a look at them. They're 2 very, very thrilling matches, and I can't wait to see if Master 3, if they end up falling back into that trap again. They take their time, they end up taking advantages, but not really pressing them, because Vici, as you mentioned, isn't the team that's going to let you get away with these small sorts of differences. Wow, that is a hard word.
They're very punishing. They're very efficient and they're very punishing. So now it's really just who's going to step up. Will Dade perform, or is this new Vici squad? I mean, people thought that they were going to be the weakest, obviously making a role swap, but it looks like they're ready to rumble.
Yeah, Vici ready to rumble. We're rumbling onto the Rift right now. And we're on the Rift, and everyone is, in fact, ready to rumble. Hatong and Dandy taking a bit of trading as Kandi is running away as well. And, wow, Dade is going aggressive onto Kandi.
It's okay. There's a rumble in the game.
There is, yes. That's what I was going for.
There's just so many layers.
We have to go deeper.
So let's quickly kind of take stock of what's happened. So it looks like we had an invade by Vici Gaming. They're on blue side, where they went and placed their deep wards. Now, obviously, a lot of the times these wards get labeled as lane swap wards. They don't always have to indicate that you're committing a lane swap with it, but it's really just to make sure that everyone gets the matchup that they're looking for. And we do see a lane swap going through, and it is going to be answered as Endless and Mata rotating towards that top lane.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. I imagine that Tristana doesn't have the best time against Caitlyn Janna early on.
No one has the best time against Caitlyn and Janna. I mean, obviously, Caitlyn has the longest auto attack range. Tristana will be able to meet that at some point when she's able to scale up and get her range back to her, but it's just so oppressive. But the trick is, anytime a Janna is in a lane, is that you use the shield offensively as opposed to absorbing and eating auto attacks. We see that SMLZ already got the better trade of Endless there, but making sure that you have control of the wave and you're pushing forward, not only to block those death sentence hooks, because obviously if you have more minions in front of you, it's harder to land those skill shots around the creeps, but also so you can continue to use that Janna Eye of the Storm shield offensively and using it to augment your attack damage.
We'll definitely see how that lane ends up going. Already we saw Endless at level 1 forced to take the rocket jump and jump away from SMLZ's so painful auto attacks. Now, keeping eye on the jungler, seems like we do have a double invade. It was Dandy and World 6 going for the double jungle, while Looper and Kandi do something similar. However, World 6, instead of going for the Wraith camp, Raptor camp, went for the red buff first. He could be looking for a gank right away.
And he's got really great tunnel and gank angles. Ooh, Mata actually really setting up for it.
Yeah, he's trying to bait this out. A huge knockup finds Endless as he jumps in. There's the play. Love CD forced to flash. World 6 decides he's only level 2, can't quite make it in.
It was a really big miscommunication. Oh, he flashes!
The flash hook finds SMLZ, and SMLZ still has his flash. There's the play. The flash knockup now. Love CD's going low. It's first blood onto Endless. He resets with the rocket jump, jumps now onto SMLZ. Are they going to dive this? They're going onto the turret. No, SMLZ gets out.
Mata, huge plays right there. He got 3 double plays in the course of that entire trade. Obviously, the last one, the flash double play, but even previous to that, I was talking about how it's a miscommunication. Ooh, Mata.
Yeah, I think he's just zoning SMLZ away from this right now.
It was a miscommunication when World 6 originally approached the lane just because Mata was only level 1, and I have a feeling he was telling Endless, hit the creep, because during halfway through the initial trade, Mata got level 2, and then as soon as he had it, he waited for his abilities to reset, flash forward, and found that amazing play into the hook.
Yeah, and with that, that's going to be first blood for Vici Gaming. We talked about how punishing they would be, how quickly they close out the game if they do have an early advantage, and so far, that's a Tristana who's got that first kill. Now, Kandi looking to get some revenge for his fallen comrade. Hatong and Dade trading it up in the mid lane. Hatong actually gets really aggressive, but Mata's 6th Sense is coming in from the lane. Kandi runs forward. The flash knockup heal is used, and Hatong is just fine. There's another play, a huge play from Vici Gaming. They just read Master 3 like a pamphlet.
This is how Mata got MVP yesterday. This is how he got MVP at the World Championship. When you think about Mata, the fact that his signature champion, he got Thresh as the skin, you don't think about the crazy mad life plays of, making these absurd lantern tricks and hooks like that. He can hit the skill shots, but it's just how oppressive he is with the threat of Thresh. As now he looks top lane for another gank.
Yeah, World 6 coming in from behind too. There's the play. SMLZ is now jumped on. They're trying to burst through his health bar, and they shred through that thing like a laser through cream cheese. Love CD runs to the safety of his turret, but he goes down too. It's 5-0 for Vici Gaming.
Mata, 100% kill participation right now. He just ganked his own lane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exceptional play from Vici Gaming and Master 3. It's 5 minutes in. They're down 3,000 gold.
Mata, the shot caller, saw on your screen right there, giving out the orders. Oh, wow. Okay, so we talked about how, you know, Janna and Caitlyn, a very scary lane to lane against. Now, typically an answer when Janna was very strong, obviously when she had her global global passive still available to her, a good answer was to pick Thresh because Janna's very disengaged. You just pick a hard engage. It's about landing that skill shot, punishing her really hard. The trick, and obviously, I mean, Mata's doing that perfectly. It's setting up, you find the CC, you find the flay, you find the hook. But what's really important is the fact that he's getting these double flays on people. Now, a lot of Threshes, they'll try to lead with the hook, then pull in for the flay. It's pretty much a guaranteed hook if you get the flay first.
Alrighty, so now we're 6 minutes in. As we mentioned, a 3,000 gold lead for Vici Gaming, and you've got to ask the question. Vici are so far ahead with this early advantage. The big slide finds Dade. He's not level 6 yet, doesn't even have flash, gets a great stun. Here comes Kandi to try to save him. More damage coming across as Dade is brought low, but World 6 cannot find the knockup. And Dade barely gets out alive while Harass continues. That's so much damage.
This is just absurd. And they're able to be this far forward because obviously there's a huge gold disadvantage, especially in this 2v2.
Oh, Dade, looking for the experience for level 6, finds death at the hands of Hatong instead.
Dade, his lane phases, he just got solo killed by Hatong.
Yeah. Kind of unfortunate for him.
I'll let that speak for itself.
Yeah, so, all right. It's 6-0 in favor of Vici Gaming. M3 are down an incredible amount. What can they do to turn this around? How can they try to turn this game back in their favor?
They have to stop the bleeding, first and foremost, and then they need to also think about considering moving their, consider moving their bottom lane towards that bot side for dragon control, but World 6 is just going to go out and solo this, and he's able to do that. He's so strong from all the experience he gets from all these kills happening around the map.
You can see that first dragon is going over to Vici Gaming, and SMLZ looks like they are going to lose that first turret as well, as Endless and Mata are shoving non-stop, just being some crazy pets. They're both a level up. They're up so much in items. The consumables are being used by Master left and right to keep them close to full health, and they can barely even farm this wave with the 650 range Caitlyn.
Losing the first dragon, losing 6 kills, and losing a tower. Endless going aggressive.
Yeah, getting nice and aggressive. Takes the Dark Passage for safety and just trading back and forth with SMLZ, knowing he's got the advantage.
Technically lost that trade, though. A nice shield to counteract the satchel from Tristana there.
Dade finally gets level 6. There goes the Rek'Sai ultimate. And even using the Void Walk to get out of Hatong's poke range. In every lane except for the bottom one, Vici Gaming are being incredibly aggressive, and they've already got some pretty aggressive forward wards too.
And again, we talked about how oppressive Vici Gaming's warding is on the back of Mata. So not only does Mata have 100% kill participation, you know, rotating around the map, but while he's making his paths and pathing everywhere, moving around the map, he's placing these forward deep wards alongside World 6, opening up that vision and allowing Vici, again, collecting information, figuring out where people are, and then punishing with that information to the fullest extent.
Yeah, and we can see World 6 is once again in the mid lane. A ward will spot him out, and instantly, as Kandi clears out his Raptor camp, potentially looking for a gank mid, but he's already been spotted by a ward. Mata and Endless looking to collapse on him. Kandi's in a bit of a bad spot here, but he makes it out alive. Just the pings alone from Vici Gaming, speaking volumes more than M3.
Well, their laners are playing so passive. Dade rift walking out of range. Love CD and SMLZ playing so far back towards their tower because they're afraid of these hooks. I mean, effectively, if Vici want to continue to snowball their lead, because Masters 3 have already surrendered their lane phase. They just need to walk into that top side jungle where they have such an advantage. Take whatever they want.
Yeah, and you can see Dandy actually going for a bit of an invade, stealing away the Gromp camp, as he did go for Boots Home Guard first to deal with Looper's consistent harass. And Looper, he seems like he's the only one who's doing okay for M3. Hunting Guys is finished. He's got a mild CS lead over Dandy, but he's going to catch up the moment that wave catches. And no, Vici actually swap it over. They send Dandy to the top, which that means the CS is going to go to Endless.
Not actually super surprising to see that again, like the big CS pool you just pointed out, collecting on the tower, giving that over to Tristana. He has the Avarice Blade, and this is actually a really common, excuse me, nope, not going to talk about it because Tristana's not on that team.
Yeah.
But this is still fairly common for Tristana.
Gosh, so much harassed. Poor Dade is having a terrible time in that lane. You can see he got solo killed. He died to a gank. Looper and Condi are actually waiting in the wings down here, and you've got SMLZ and Love CD coming down as well. They know Tristana passively pushed. They could wait this out.
Yeah, but look at where Mata's positioning. Not only is he getting deep wards on that side, but he's also positioning for a lantern. They suspect that something's up, which is why Endless is back pinging into those brushes and playing so far against that wall. But Mata's standing there because he's looking to throw him a lantern.
Yeah, and with that, 2 turrets fall simultaneously. VG Gaming up a dragon, up 2 turrets, and now up 5,500 gold 11 minutes in as they continue to take this game and propel it further and further forward to that all-oppressive win. Could this be a perfect game for them?
I mean, it's happened in the past. I'll go all the way back to Spring Split when Vici Gaming faced, true, was the last place team at the time, Energy Pacemaker, but they closed out a game in, I believe, 19 minutes and 40 seconds.
Ooh.
And just a brutal rotation of different towers and pressure points. And that looks to be the exact same game that they're playing now as Endless and Mata rotate mid.
Ooh, the hook finds Condi. He's going to take a bit of harass from Endless, but the wave clear so far is keeping that turret standing. Will Condi and Dade be able to keep that tier 2 standing? As Vici, as you mentioned, looking for the aggressive rotations. Dragon's up in 2 minutes, but they've got their eyes on a bigger prize. They are looking for more and more turrets, more and more kills. And SMLZ, man, he's right on top of a ward.
Yeah, they have to be so careful. SMLZ just pathing through his own jungle just because of the amount of deep vision that Mata and World 6 have acquired in the blue side Masters 3 jungle.
The siege is broken. Vici Gaming not having the best time of the siege just yet, as Endless still relatively low level, doesn't have the long range to break turrets outside the poke of Masters 3. And SMLZ finally starting to get some CS back. He did go for the BF sword after the double Dorans, and oh man, the Krug steal from Mata, not even letting them take their own jungle.
Wow. Mata is going to back. Curious if he's going to stay up into the top side with Endless or if he's going to start rotating back down towards the Dragon Pit, since that Dragon will be available within the minute, which, yep, that looks like where he's going to go. So, again, Vici, they've got great deep wards on that side of the map. Probably going to refresh them, make sure that they have complete control over that pit, look for a pick, and rotate into the objective.
Yeah, and we can see they've already got deep wards in Masters jungle. Love CD and SMLZ are shoving this bottom wave as hard as they can. I don't know if they did get a timer on that Dragon, but they've got to know that something's up. Seeing how aggressive Vici are playing on that bottom side, Endless with the recall is going to head his way on down. You can take a look at some of the gold right now. It's 1,000 gold on every member across the board.
SMLZ and Love CD. They're looking for a, or they're thinking about a dive, although I think it would be a mistake at this point in the game just because Masters 3 are responding appropriately and taking down all their members. But the blue buff, much easier to secure without the threat of a tower.
Yeah, there is a teleport coming in from Looper. He's got his haunting guys. That would be a huge equalizer if he can catch them. They're trying to lock him down in the choke. Condi dashes in. He knocks Hatong out to the side. Mata in the front line, but Condi has gone down. Here comes Dandy. Let's see if he is going to be able to get some damage across. No, he's not quite yet. Looper is destroyed by Endless. World 6 is going one-on-one with SMLZ and Dade. He finds the knockup. Dade is forced to retreat. So far, Vici have picked up 2 kills. They might look for a third. No, they finally back away. This is their second Dragon.
Master 3 took that engagement from so many different angles, trying to come from the top, the bottom. Unfortunately, their tank line wasn't in position to allow SMLZ to get these free hits and abuse Caitlyn's range. They take a fight and then take a Dragon.
And with that, Vici Gaming get closer and closer to victory. They now have got improved turret sieging, so maybe they'll do a little bit more effective this time around. Blue buff now stolen for Hatong, Love CD, and SMLZ. Trying to be careful on the bottom side as Dandy doesn't even burn his teleport as he was already on that bottom side of the map. So you could say things are going pretty well for Vici.
Let's slow down, let's take stock. So Vici, 8-0 right now, really on the back of Mata, although World 6 showed up big for that last Dragon fight, making sure that he got onto the back line of SMLZ and Dade and forced them out. But really, this is the Vici Gaming that we've come to know and love, and kind of their maturing of style. Again, they deep ward, they allow Mata to roam around to really set the pace as far as picks are concerned. They make picks and then they rotate it into objectives. But it's always about the objectives and about the structures. They don't just take picks just to stack their kill gold.
Seems like Vici finally coming into their own as a team identity. Mata's shot calling definitely leading Vici closer and closer to victory as the last tier 1 finally is going to fall. I believe, yeah, delayed bomb.
Yep. You walk away, put your sunglasses on, everything explodes behind you.
Everything looks cooler when you're walking away from explosions, including Tristana.
You don't think Tristana looks cool?
Well,
Misses that play. He's looking for Hook.
oh, there is going to be a good dodge from SMLZ, but look who teleported in from the backside. It's Dandy. SMLZ will go down here, and now they turn on to Love CD. He's dropped. It's another 2 quick kills for Vici Gaming.
My favorite part about that is Mata looked and he saw Caitlyn charging up the ultimate to try to burst Tristana down. Mata just slaps her with the empowered Flay auto. Takes the kill.
Says, nope, you're not going to kill my carry.
This is also what I really want to point out is Mata's build, especially as we see Dandy in World 6 taking this tower. He went Mobies into an upgraded Sightstone, so this is the Ruby Sightstone. And again, you're not placing more wards because you can only have 3 vision wards on the map, but it allows you more charges. And why this is important to Mata's play style is because very Samsung White-esque, and this is what he's really moved over into Vici Gaming's identity. Mata and Vici walk into an area where they want an objective, say a tower or a dragon. They drop as many wards that is needed so they can make these picks with Mata's hooks. Then they immediately move to another section of the map and they just place more wards. And by having the Ruby Sightstone, it means that it's less back time for Mata and more ward placing time.
Kandi's caught out in his own jungle and gets obliterated by World 6 Hatong and Mata. Poor guy didn't have any vision on the other side of the pit. He was just looking for the Raptor camp. Things aren't looking that great for M3. It's 11-0, 11,500 gold. They've got 1 tier 2 turret remaining, and you just saw the vision. M3, they've barely got vision of their own lanes, whereas Vici have lit up M3's jungle like a Christmas tree.
And M3, all of their vision is on the bottom side because it's for setting up that dragon fight that was, 2 minutes ago. Again, this is what we were talking about with Vici. Not only are they so oppressive when they get ahead, but it's because they're so good at identifying what is the available objective to contest and then picking up their vision and moving it towards the top side of the map.
And see SMLZ is getting closer and closer to his Infinity Edge that was now finished for Vici Gaming. Taking a look at the gold, it's 2,100 gold in Endless's pocket, another 2,400 in Hatong's pocket. Even Dandy is up 2,200 gold. This is some phenomenal play from Vici Gaming. And as you mentioned, they are just taking objective after objective. You can see they're looking for a bit of a pick here.
They're looking for a dive, waiting for Hatong to move forward, and they've got enough pink wards so they know that Looper has no idea what's going up.
Yeah, Looper is going to be obliterated here. He's going to end up going down. Dandy taking the turret. Hatong's the one who secures the kill. He's actually taking a lot of damage. Oh, he's able to make it out.
Endless has to be careful, though. In response, Masters 3 just trying to find something on the map. They were looking on collapsing on that bottom lane. They won't find Endless. Great job again, more wards signaling that he was getting collapsed on, but it should be a tower.
Ooh, modifying Zada misses the death sentence, but there's so much damage. Endless is doing some serious work with the early Infinity Edge, and he's actually going to have to jump away here as M3, they go for that bottom tier 1, but at what cost? They're losing the top tier 2. They lost the top tier 2. Now they're losing the top inhibitor. Vici are unstoppable right now.
This is going to be a 19-minute inhib tower if they're able to break this.
We'll see if Looper can, and yeah, the turret goes down. Hatong shoves that thing so fast, the inhib tower is gone. And Dandy shows himself on the bottom side of the map, trying to stop the recall of SMLZ and Love CD. He does succeed, but man, this is Vici looking so strong. Those early kills snowballed everything so excellently, and it was all off of that early lane swap and the great play from World 6 and Mata.
This is over a 10k gold lead at 20 minutes in the game.
Yeah.
Masters 3 don't even have a chance to surrender yet.
Yeah, things aren't looking that hot for Masters 3. You can see they're trying to stall it out as much as they can. They can't even clear the wards in time. As Mata says, aha, Ruby Sightstone plus additional wards, deal with that. And SMLZ says, oh, I only have BF.
I know, Tristana, Eye Edge, Zeal, completed boots, to SMLZ, boots, double Dorans, and the pieces of his Infinity Edge.
Yeah. Things aren't looking that great for Masters 3.
This is disaster for
Masters
3.
We got to start thinking, Masters 3, they came into this with a clear battle plan. They banned away Dandy, they banned away Hatong's Victor. They said, all right, what can we do to really sort of deal with Dandy's Hecarim? But it wasn't Dandy's Hecarim that was the problem. Their whole comp was built around disengage and that dive, but it was Endless and Mata who ended up taking off. And the ward doesn't see him. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
That's pretty cute. Another free dragon will be going over to Vici, though. And you're absolutely right. I mean, Dandy did get his Hecarim, and that was kind of a big question mark. And obviously, it's really hard to target ban from purple side just because there are so many power picks available in the meta right now. Champions like Ryze, like Victor, things like that. But I'm curious if it's worth, you know, giving power picks like Victor, like Ryze to Hatong versus trying to really target out the true carries of VG Gaming in Mata and Dandy. Although World 6, like you said, I mean, really this game was snowballed off his and Mata's back. So right now, this new VG has so many carry threats.
Flash Essence goes wide. That's the first kill. Mata reported feeder for Vici Gaming, but Masters 3 are putting up a valiant fight. It is not enough as they are being slaughtered left and right. Their health bars are going so low. The flash knockup. Dandy gets a kill onto Looper. Love CD goes down. Dade is down. This is going to be an ace as Kandi falls as well. 21 minutes in, 17-1. The ace is secured. Are they going for the Baron? They are. The surrender vote comes out, and Vici Gaming destroy Master 3 in game number 1.
17-1. Mata's the only guy that gives up a kill, but you see it on his face. Hashtag worth, guys.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and you can see Masters 3 now not looking too thrilled.
That's Dade's normal face.
Yeah. Okay, so Dade's like, all right.
What a night and day performance, though. Masters 3, I mean, they didn't look amazing yesterday, although it was very convincing to see them take the 2-0 over Invictus. Very entertaining set, very long-winded set. But Masters 3, showed so much indecision in closing out games. They didn't get a chance to breathe or think this game. Vici took it by the reins and just rammed it into the ground.
Absolutely. Poor Masters 3. After the long, drawn-out matches of yesterday, you've got to wonder if maybe they're just a little bit drained or exhausted because those were two very long, very intense matches. And they seem to come into this game at a completely different pace than Vici Gaming. They were ready for the slow, methodical, objective, thought-based game, but Vici Gaming just took it to them.
I'm actually really glad that you brought that up because there was a lane swap yesterday when SMLZ had his Caitlyn. Again, he's a big Caitlyn player, and they actually lost a majority of the early game to Invictus Gaming because SMLZ decided to just play that really patient and elongated lane phase while Invictus Gaming ran away with turrets and snowballing an advantage. Now, Masters 3 did come back in that game, but we said it before, and I'll say it again. No team is as punishing as Vici when they get ahead. They are so good at identifying exactly what objective to bounce to and to secure and how to push it down.
Yeah, well, we'll see if Vici can push Master down for another game as we prepare for the next one. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.